Namaskar and welcome to this show of Saptology Debunking Mythology. And we have discussing a very important topic. It's a World Population Day, or it's a Population Day, and what is our Sanatana Dharma views on it? Uh, in Sanatana Dharma, life is assumed to be divine, is considered divine, and every type of life is precious. I have very special guest, and you have heard him many times on this show. Very popular with the Rudra Nyasam. If you recall, came many months back, couple of months back, at least 3 months back it came. And so he has come back again to share this wisdom with us. Very popular on Indian shows and wrote an exciting book on the Hindu tarot. So without delay, let us welcome Sri RVS Mani.
Namaskar.
Namaskar. After a long time, so people have been looking to speak with you or hear you live. So today we are live with the students as well. So many people are watching through a video stream. So this population, so the topic that we have chosen is population explosion is a myth, is a World Population Day. Is that right?
It is World Population Day. See, and population explosion, whether it is happening or it's a myth, we will go through that in the Sanatana concepts. That is the heading of the entire. That is the reason I chose this topic of Population Day because it's a World Population Day.
Okay.
Right.
So in terms of the if you look at the ancient records of India, and you see Mahabharata times and other places, huge populations are mentioned. Like just in Dwarka during Krishna's time, Vasudev had bodyguards, personal bodyguards, in described to be 1 million to 10 million personal bodyguards. And then if you look at the bodyguards of Yudhishthir Maharaj, I mean, today's prime ministers and presidents will look very small. Just the bodyguards you're talking about. Like the Yudhishthir had a bodyguard mentioned to be 1 lakh close personnel, 1,100,000 people. So, what is this Sanatan Dharma concept about life first, and then we talk about general population?
Sanatana concept of population or progenation or mutation of the population is very clear. The boundaries are set. Generally, any person who is marrying according to the Vedic rites, after the seven promises are made, Sapta Saptabhyo Nama, then he is Anvaitu Vishnu with the witness of Vishnu, the sustainable God. He ultimately tells the wife or his consort, Shriyai Puttaya Vedadavai Iha Sunrurute. That is how he concludes, saying, with these words, with the above words, you come with me and we will mutate and get more and very, very illustrious children. That is the so there is no negative this thing to negative connotation to this. Putra is a very natural process. Anything which is a putra is a natural process. All our adults, progeny takes over from the process of copulation, permissible copulation, or what is called, it happens in a boundaries of marriage, instrument of marriage, institution of marriage, etc. But incidentally, let me tell you, the Sanatana Dharma also, as you already said, that does not want to even curb the, it loves all, it protects, it loves, it envisages the existence peacefully of all the animals, all the living beings, including plants, etc. Rohidaya stapate vrikshanam pate namo nama mandrine kachanam, like that it comes. So why I am saying this is, the animal also are supposed to teach a lesson to you. You have to learn from this. people may call about smriti power from the elephants, or maybe the loyalty from the dogs, or whatever it is. There are several animals, whether, and that is the reason Sanatana at the same time does not become Matra Rupena Samstha, Gau Mata is there, but generally domestication is very rare, excepting for the agrarian and pastoral purposes. At the same time, animals also copulate only during a season. You know that. We all know that they don't indulge in the process of copulation on a day in and day out. There is a particular season or a particular days on which only they copulate. It is similar in Sanatana that the Vrata days, like the Ekadashi, the Pradosha, the Chaturthi, the Shashti, there are several days, or Amavasya, the Sandhis of moon turning, Paksha Sandhi, Ravi Sandhi, or Shankram they call it. All those Sandhis, there are several days where the copulation between a man and a woman, legitimate or whatever it is the fasting is a process of abstinence from all bogas, all consumptions, all desires, and all egos. All this thing is mostly desire. So desiring, see, desire should be restrained. As a sequence to this, the bhoga is restrained. As a sequence to the sambhoga is restrained. So that is what you have to learn from that it is not that, and in the olden days it was very much followed, and as a consequence the progeny used to be well spaced out, and the population was well under control, and mostly you used to have a very legitimate, illustrious children. The progeny used to be with high potential, because this is one part of the story. Another part of the story is again the greed. The greed will again, we will revisit it when we are talking about the myth of population explosion. But now, purely Sanatana concept is, that is the reason the calendar is prescribed, known as the Panchanga. Go through the Panchanga, several days where it is all prescribed. Follow those calendars, follow those vratas, follow abstinence on those days. Have sattvic food, because what you consume also has a impact on your mind, body, what you recite. I've already told about this, about the 33 vertebrates concept. Everything you recite, what you speak, everything also, it gets deflected into your mind. From mind it gets into your actions, karma, vacha, manasa. Vacha leads to manasa, leads to karma. It is the same cycle which is. So as a consequence, this type of restraints happen. That it will be a very useful way of regulating. Now I will not say controlling, but regulating the population from the explosion. Because what is happening is, now people have, in the modern days, a myth has been spread. A certain community which have shown their tendency to be liberal, show them as sophisticated, show them as very broad-minded or educated, have a tendency to use artificial methods of contraception, which is going against the tenets of natural order or eternal order, which ultimately affects the reproductive process and the capacity to beget very good, illustrious children. So that is the reason. Please.
So on the see that in today's the World Population Day, and unfortunately, uh, there is a campaign to reduce the population through artificial means. In the past, it happened through genocides, especially in the South American countries and Americas, where the diseases were spread from the Europe to reduce the population of Native Americans. The ancient concept of population is that population is generated based on Brahma's desire by the Prajapati and Lokpal. And through Prajapati and Lokpal, the world population has come about. And it is Brahma's desire to have the good progeny, not the unwanted progeny, but the good progeny. Instead of Varna Sankara, the Brahma's desire is to have a very productive population which can increase the cause of the dharma. But nowadays we see, based on what you're describing, that I understand totally where you're coming from, is that we are neglecting those eternal principles, what you mentioned, and the children are being not trained in those values of Sanatan Dharma, and then naturally they work against the environment, against the human nature. They become naturally exploitative to other people. That's what Arjun also mentions in Bhagavad Gita. So this the imposed idea that you can enjoy as much as you can while not being responsible for your own actions, and kill the children in the womb, which nobody should do because they're as much a citizen of the world as somebody living outside. So you made a very important point there. And so how do we give back this consciousness also now? That's what we're discussing here. That this consciousness now that every life is precious, and then when you bring the child, there's a bigger responsibility now to connect them, to educate them, and create a good population. I think that is very much the Brahma's work, which you said.
No, basically, I will tell you one thing.
Funny,
Illustrious,
can you make your camera a little down so that we can come fully? You can come on the screen. Yes, go ahead.
illustrious population or progeny, getting a illustrious progeny is actually in your own deeds, your own actions, your own. If you align yourself with the Sanatana, I have told about, see, as you said, Prajapati. Prajapati is the civil engineer. Prajapati is the structural engineer. Prajapati is the construction architect, everything. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So let us assume, and every progeny born in this world is a of Shiva. Aham Brahmosi, Tattvamasi. Everybody is a Shiva, everybody is a Shankara. We have discussed this on the matter energy concept in the Rudranyasa. Rudranyasa is all about structuring. People, incidentally, I will tell you one thing. People go to gyms to do workout. They will go around the places, but they won't go back to the text, the Oriya, fundamentals. If you go to the Rudranyasa, overall your own structure and the capacity of you to create such structure, multiply that structure through the processes of the nature, that is mutation of your own DNA. First is bettering your DNA, including your own sperm count, everything and all. And later on, propagate the DNA, propagate that level of illustriousness in the Age. That type of a potential is already prescribed in the Ashtanamaskara in the Rudranyasa. Says Hiranyagarbha Samavartadagne Bhutasya Jata Patirega Asid Sadadara Pritvidyamute Emam Kasmai Deva Yahavishe Videma Uma Maheshabhyam Namah. So it could be a baby or a child, a boy or a girl, Uma or Maheshwara. But the question is your own capacity, that whomsoever is born out of that, the person who is doing the 8 namaskaras daily, sashtang, it also ensures your physical fitness. It also ensures that the propagation of your progeny, the progeny which you will beget through the natural processes, no need for a cesarean, no need for a forceps case, no need for a intravenous, what is that? IV clinic and all that. No need for any test tube baby. It will come naturally. You will also beget it. Your wife will also get, your consort will also get the same, beget the same type of attributes. There will be convergence. Uma and Maheshwara will join together. It will become a consortium, and that consortium will take your generations forward. It is that you have to practice it, keep practicing daily these type of Harinama Sankirtana, these type of things. When it happens, they never get. Uma Maheshwara is the ultimate. But even Harinama Sankirtana, that type of the vertebrae which generates the required adrenaline, that generates the required things by virtue of your own. See, basically, whatever you do, see, nowadays people say all sorts of things for lack of sperm count, about the blood count being there, the stress and all that. That is not the issue. Keep on doing it. You keep on reciting Harinama, Bhavani Shankara, Ganesha, everything. You will automatically be bestowed with the potential of creativity. Prajapati will bless you. Prajapati will handhold you. Prajapati will ensure that your generations are taken forward. Prajapati will also ensure that the generation which will take, which you and your combination of you and your consort will take it forward, will be of much illust. Basically, it should be on a gyration basis, a one level above your own level of potential. That type of a thing has to be cultivated. People, this has been scooped by, I remember, this has been scooped, whether for really or they are taking people through the garden path. Some people are using it for what they call it as programming of a child. Programming of a child and its birth in your family can be possible, but whether they are doing it the right way or not, I am nobody to comment. If somebody has really benefited out of it, it is absolutely fine. Plus also keeping these vratas, like the Ekad, I spoke about this. Abstinence also enables you with it endows you with the power of Prajapati, because the balance is absolutely, it's called Santulit, Santulan. The better for it is the measurement for the better. So that way you have to take it forward. This is the basic precept of Sanatana concepts in population. On mutation of your family, mutation of your DNA. And that is why I said when the husband ultimately takes the wife home after taking all the 7 vows, he says, let us go, come with me, Sunrurute, come with me. We will have a blissful life and also produce many children, like that. Am I correct? He
Yes,
doesn't say we will have only 1 children or 2 child or nobody. The Sanatana never prescribes that.
absolutely.
Now we come to the other part of the story about whether population is exploding or not. See, there are certain myths which have been propagated over a period of time. You know, Chamaka Prashna, in which you ask what all you want from the God to survive, the preamble of that is Agna Vishnu Sajosha Shema Vardhantu Vangira. Please give me these materials for my sustainable empowerment. Empowerment does not mean political power or thinking power or whatever the misdenotion they have done. But empowerment means I want these sampattis, I want a deha, I want vak chame, I want shariram chame, sharirani chame, like that. Everything I want for minimum requirement of dharma charita. I want the sustainable. There should be 2 things, 2 qualities. There should be vesting me with the required energy, so resource, energy, whatever it is, whether it is physical power, vidya power, or whether it is food or whatever. I want a home, or I want a food, or all those things. And number 2 is it should be sustainable. Vishnu is the god of sustenance. It is not that I should use up everything and I leave nothing for the next generation. Am I correct?
Absolutely. See,
So this is what we is asking for. But where have we come? We have come from the several societies, later to the industrial society and post-industrial society, and now knowledge society. And knowledge society is bereft of all knowledge. But we are calling ourselves a knowledge society. Now eco-friendly, ecology-friendly economics, uh, renewable energy, all sorts of things have come.
most of these terms are just marketing terms used by many of the universities to gain funding.
Fund.
And
Okay.
actually, they don't believe in anything like that.
Now people make money out of women's empowerment, but women is the power. Eh?
Yes.
So it is power. You go and light a lamp which is already lit. Eh? So this type of, because their themes are have a hidden agenda.
Yeah.
Similarly, population explosion also, or this world population, I don't know what is the agenda, but day before yesterday, I was in a debate somewhere with the Sudarshan. Suresh ji is a personal friend of mine. I had said, see, basically, certain people are penetrating it to curb the practices which are closer to natural processes. For example, Brahma, see the substance, abstinence or the Brahmacharya, those which I discussed with you, they are being practiced from time immemorial. Am I correct?
That's right.
It is also a process of contraception, withdrawal, contraception, whatever it is. That is sought to be replaced by catering to the carnal needs of the men and women by introducing this contraceptives, eye pills, and what all. It is first is taking you away from the abstinence, marketing their product. It is also the contraceptive industry is a huge industry. Trillions and trillions of money is made on contraceptives. You know that?
Yeah, it's a big industry. That's right.
And what do they use? Latex. It's a very rare quality rubber which is found in Malaysia, which is found in maybe certain parts of Kerala, Sri Lanka, and some of the land masses around the equator. And by virtue of this contraception, most of the religious practices do discourage contraception, including the Bible, including the Islam. On the contrary, in Gaddafi, Colonel Gaddafi's statement was Islam should use their warm power to capture Europe, and they have already done that. Warm power anywhere in the world, if you see, that particular practitioners always have a higher population growth rate than. So, by the way, it is their personal belief. Ultimately, Atanmabhya Pratidanyabhyasya Bonamono, everything goes to a limit, and then from there, that is the optimum point. From there, the reverse action starts. So even in the population, whenever there has been a population on the verge of explosion, nature, eternity has already intervened in several forms. You did not need a artificially manufactured coronavirus to curb the population growth. As you said, whether it is in the societal disorders or climatic disorders have occurred, earthquakes were occurred, and even marginalized they marginalized or set the population even samam. So that is a different story. Whenever the pressure on the earth is high, is Vasudeva. Vasu means earth. Vasusya Deva, Vasudeva. So that is the reason you have to have this type of a very clear concept. Indeed, population is rising. Indeed, there have been imbalances. Indeed, the distribution, the industrial the population dispersal of the population is absolutely lopsided. But why this is lopsided? I said Agna Vishnu Sajoshasema. I want these things. Beyond that, whatever I acquire is greed. As there is a saying that world can always provide for everybody's need, but it cannot provide for everybody's greed.
Exactly.
That is
So,
what is Agna Vishnu Sajosha Shema Dantamala. So when the greed comes, the power to acquire, the power to acquire means the power to control other human beings. Power to control, like that, whenever there has been a power, somebody, some group of people, some Western interests start chasing the powers, then there will be a constraint, first pressure on the resources because of the aggrandizement, and later on it will also create a imbalance, and that is again used to peddle that resource constraints is requires that population should be stabilized, and population should be stabilized means use contraceptive. They have an opportunity to introduce new methodologies of birth control, whether it is pills, whether it is contraceptives and all, and ultimately taking you away from the nature. And later on, what happens when the demand for the contraceptive, instead of using the natural latex rubbers, they will start using the synthetic rubbers to meet, because the resources of latex is very, very limited, and it has got a lot of uses, including the tire industry and surgical industries and all that. So as a consequence, they will use synthetic substitutes, which again creates a problem, which creates the reproductive organs of the human beings to be afflicted, further leading to incapacitation and ultimately leading to impotency,
so there are
inability
many,
to produce children. When you reach at that stage, they will come with what is that, IV method, IVF, intravaginal fertility or whatever it is they call it. And they will also use other test tube baby methods and IVFs and all. So that's again a profit making syndrome. So I would rather suggest that let us rather practice the old natural methods of prescribed in the method. I don't say if you are not a believer in Sanatana Dharma is eternal. But if you want to really follow the written words of that, kindly learn from animals. They also have a particular season only when they get into reproductivity activities. They don't get, are not producing children all 365 days a year.
now
They have a restrainment policy internally well soon. At least let us learn from them. Whether it is guy or buffalo or it is a elephant or a dog, everybody has a season. I think you must be agreeing with that.
that's
Many
right.
zoological people would also agree with that. So let us at least learn from that. If animals, which are which we see derisively, if they can teach us a lesson, please learn. That is what I want to say. For those who do not want to practice the Sanatana, otherwise Sanatana techniques of abstinence, vrata, etc. is the best. Concurrently, Harinama Sankirtana recitation, concurrently practicing this Uma Mahesha Abhyam Nama 8 times. Even if you don't know the mantra, simply do Shashtang Pranam 8 times a day, quoting Uma Maheshabhyam Nama, Uma Maheshabhyam Nama, Uma Mahesha, like that, and your capacity to produce not just your own progeny, but very illustrious progeny will increase manifold. Ganeshaya Namah.
No, you made some very good points, and I think people are viewers, since they're watching it live, they're appreciating it. Now, one of the things is there are many countries on the planet we have negative population growth. Uh, Many countries of Europe have negative population growth. Japan has negative population growth. Indian population growth is stabilized to a large extent. Chinese population growth has been stabilized. And the only places where you'll find population growth is in a particular religious community where they want to take over the world with a population growth thing. But if you look at the overall world, the population growth is actually negative overall. It has reduced over a period of time, and it is due to very artificial living standards, and people are more stressful. In fact, the entire negative population growth of many European countries and Japan also is because of stress, a lot of stress. And I think you gave the solution for what you gave today, like why that needs to go away. Also, there is a very since you're talking from Sanatan Dharma point of view, Sanatan Dharma doesn't restrict through artificial means, but like you said, it's a voluntary restriction based on a certain amount of principle. But the most important thing which is missing, which I would like to talk about, is the training of the children. There's no point in producing children like cats and dogs. 5 kids, 4 kids, 6 kids, 8 kids. It's always better to have one moon than 1,000 stars. That's a very good concept where you can have a child which can add value to the humanity, bring some value principles to the humanity. And oftentimes you see in such families or communities, children are, they produce children, but the children are left for the society to take care. And ultimately they result become criminals, and they engage in bad activities because the parents are not actually taking care of the children. In I can tell you about US also. Many times we have seen that the children are left to, because US has relatively better support system in terms of welfare system they have by the government. So children are left to the welfare system to be taken care, or even outsourced, like sending children to the daycare and other places like that. I know it's becoming common in India too. Well, what do you think about that? What is the, like, does it add value to the children, or is it a good practice to do that or not from the dharma?
Mother is the first guru. She ties, and she is the best guru. You know that? Mother is the first guru and she is the best guru. There no amount of teachers training can replace the inherent capacity vested with a mother to train or teach or inculcate values, good or bad. I'm not evaluating that. So it is honors on the mother first. Also, father is also equally good, because on the our own Brahmasya Upadesha Brahmodaya, when the child is given the, so it is the father to son which is given the Brahmopadesha, the Gayatri Mantras investiture. So these two are, no amount of crutch or daycare center can replace this. So in spite of all the stress, in spite of all the pressures of profession, why this professional pressure, why this stress, is because ultimately because of the greed or the ego. To achieve something, I should be known as the vice president of the company. Or when you chase that, you forget that you have a Brahma, you have a Ganesha at your home who needs to be harnessed, who is a bundle of potential energy. If the Shiva, if the Shakti is not used for Shiva, it will be used for something else. He is a potential, every child is a potential. When you have a child at home and if you don't harness that into positive energy, you cannot expect ultimately at the age of 16 that he would be a very conformist child, or he will be an achiever or anything like that. So mothers to Lord Nara and father, both parents have to be, they are Uma Mahesha for that Ganesha. You think it like this, is a Ganesha born into your family and you are the Uma Mahesha. So what no amount of daycare no can replace what you even give. You kindly take out time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and spend time with you, with the child, teach him basic elementary, good ethics, good Shiva Shakti continuum. The Shankara means good, everything Mangala Karya, you good positive things. Imbibe him in him positive energy. See, half an hour, I may be not asking for too much, but the amount of time you spend, it's the investment. People don't understand that. About the programmed child also, you can tell your or pass this word. I will give them with full logic, and but they will have to contact me and be in touch with me after this COVID and all is over, or maybe come to India personally, so that I can at least for 20 days I will make them practice that point 21 days, and thereafter they will have to do it for some more time at home. Thereafter they can get the most, they can get good children. I won't will very good qualities. It is a, how, tell me, you wanted to say, but that is only after everything is settled down, and
Yeah.
you can refer them to me if only exclusive cases, people who are really interested. I
No,
have to teach them the theoretical orientation on a, to the couple on a one-to-one basis, irrespective of their present practice, present beliefs. I have to teach them full theoretical orientation. Only then I will take them through some baby steps, which after going back to USA or wherever, whichever country they are, they have to follow it on their own home, and whatever help they want, they can call on me. This is one thing I can see. Certainly, the child will birth will be there, and it will be a very very good child who can be molded into a brilliant achiever later on by parenting.
no, I think I'll take you up on that offer because we already have large Sathology youth clubs running now. So we have youth clubs in 20 universities, and a lot of children are joining also for. I'll take you up on that. So we
Because
will
if people are interested, you can coordinate from US and then send them in batches or something like that. If that
exactly.
happens, I will have to organize some special place for them. Right.
No, we will take a place in Rishikesh, some good location where children can stay with you in the Gurukul kind of environment,
Right.
and they can learn these things. I think it's a great point you made, and we can have the summer camps. Every parent is worried about summer camps, and so this is the best
Now
time.
I'm talking of married couple who are struggling to have children. Even they can come and join me as couples,
Yes.
and thereafter give them the first theoretical orientation for some time. Later on, make them practice the Mahanyasa techniques, and then go back to USA and do whatever they want, and carry it out for. I'll give them the full SOP.
I think I'm getting text based on what you're saying because it's a live session, so many people are texting now suddenly. I'm going to definitely connect with you on that. My last point before we end the show here is that on this World Population Day, now there is a particular industry which has really gotten a boost in COVID-19, and that is the vaccination industry. Why it's important to know that because there have been attempts to artificially control population through very demoniac means. I hate to use the word demoniac, but there's no other word in English for that. The intentions are not good, and that's why I'm calling them demoniac. Is that the pharmaceutical sales have been decreasing year over year in the last few years. However, the vaccination industry is where you people make the maximum profit. Pharmaceutical, the profits have been decreasing, and the profits in the vaccination industry are increasing. And that's why the World Population Day, which nobody is celebrating, and I think we are the only people who are talking about it today. I hardly see anyone talking about it. But this is a there is a program to put software induced chips in the human body, and through which annually there will be an update on the vaccine for a human being, and that's what people are talking about, and which will be also induced. So there's a lot of research is being done on that. And what do you think about that?
Thematically, it is a paradox because every child born into this world is a huge potential customer for the same vaccination industry or a pharmaceutical industry or a biotech industry than a child killed in the womb.
Exactly.
The propensity to consume more if a child is born alive and grows up to be an adult, the amount of consumption of the vaccinations or the pharmaceuticals or the medicines or biotechs or whatever it is, or biochemical composition formulations and all, is always higher. So economically, it's in a very paradoxical situation that they are promoting this intravenous and this contraception and all. In fact, it goes against this very theme. It goes against their mission statement, even if it is a purely materialistic, economic, financial mission statement. Somehow it goes against them. I don't know how the pharmaceutical industry or the vaccination industry are oblivious to that and promoting more of contraception and sponsoring these type of a population day, which is again ultimately the population will always even out. It doesn't explode. So far, over the years, it has never exploded beyond a point of return. So it is something. Number two is, by virtue of doing this, maybe they are also not realizing that the damage caused to the reproductive systems of the human beings will not allow them to produce, allow high quality manpower, high quality humans to be born. The bonds, the amount of, see, you see directly if you correlate the contraception and the amount of deformed children's birth as a very direct relationship.
No, you're right. I think
Prior to contraception, the deformity, somebody can do a research and validate it. Many management students must be on this program on live. They can always validate it, but this is a very, very paradoxical thing. Two is, one is they are losing out. Number two is, no, they are losing out on a potential human resource also for the future of their industry.
absolutely.
So there are several issues. So for not to do this population day thing, if at all population control is there, it should be equally followed through the entire world, so that irrespective of every ethnic group, every belief group, religious groups, practitioners and all, so that imbalances do not creep up in the population structure, demographic structure of the world. So that because for any ethnic group to be sustainable over a long period, the minimum population decadal growth requires is 2.4. Any ethnic group which grows below the 2.4 will cease to exist over a period of 5 decades, the 50 years. Besides that, there are certain groups as to which religious beliefs which you mentioned are already growing at a 3.6% decadal growth, 3.9% decadal growth, and as per the general as per the statisticians, 3.6, beyond any growth beyond 3.6 will enable them to capture the world, because it will be a float, it will float brim, it will slip out of the brim, flow out of the brim. So that is one of the techniques which have been used to spread the rule of a particular ethnic group, particular belief group. And so that is the reason they do not follow any population control measures. They do not follow any population control measures. But whereas Catholic, The Christianity also is against contraception and abortions and all other such methods. Sanatana Dharma does not prescribe any such method for contraception, excepting the natural process of deha. Deha means body. Then mostly if you see, either the people who don't have very strong belief systems, either Sanatanis or the Christians who have gone astray, strayed away from their own beliefs, families has broken down, nobody to inculcate. Only these people are calling themselves atheist, do all sorts of this material, chasing this material world, and do this contraception and all in a majority of cases. So it is basically these people who are catering to the demands of the pharma industry, and this is the block which they wanted to enlarge. So at the same time, it is these people who are indulging in contraception. So it is this block which will not enlarge by virtue of natural process. So what the pharma companies are doing is resorting to proliferation of this contraception and intravenous and all sorts of things. So it's a huge paradox which we need to grow. So that is the reason my offer is there. Natural processes, go for childbirth. Couples can approach me through you, and you will be summer camp for children for Sanatana concept is one thing which we will certainly do based on the number of participants, the size of the participant, the size of the group, but this is exclusively for women, couple, young couple, and or even middle-aged couple who are struggling to have their own progeny. I will, they may have to come to India for that, work with me for around 21 to 25 days, and thereafter come back to USA and go to their hometowns and do whatever. That is always there. Okay. So this is also you can reinforce. Ganeshaya Namaha.
Ganesh and Nama, thank you so much. And I think today is very interesting topic we covered today. And based on the feedback that I'm listening from people directly right now, they're appreciating it. And I think the important point which people carry is that having children is a pleasure and training them is a responsibility. I think that is very much required in the society today. And thank you so much, Mani ji, and you have always provided great insight. I want to speak with you on some other topics, and we'll cover that in other sessions. Namaskar, and thank you, viewers, for watching it.